Hello and welcome to what Action Theater presents Behind Enemy Lines. Sorry for being a little late. Went into a speed bump with some technical difficulties, but we got through them and we powered up and we're here. Uh, with me, as always, my friend and compadre, Deleted Scenes. How you doing, Deleted Scenes?
Fair to partly cloudy. How about yourself, Bill?
Very sunny, very hot outside already.
Right on.
Yeah. So,
All right. Yeah, a
as
little
usual,
bit of back. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead.
go ahead.
Right. A little bit of backstory on our film here, Behind Enemy Lines, and this was based. I don't want to say based because it's very much a Hollywood film. There was an incident that took place about a year or two previous to this film, where a similar situation happened. A pilot was shot down and had to basically had to get himself out of there, much in the same ways as Owen Wilson has to do here. So while this film itself is a straight up Hollywood action movie, there is a little bit of a fact to it. And as we go on with the film, I'll point out a little bit about what I remember of that situation and some other things that this movie references along the way. So this is a pretty action packed, interesting, fast paced movie. But while it was inspired by true events, do remember that it is very much Hollywood, and we'll be pointing that out as the film goes on.
As much as we would like to show you these films here on YouTube, we cannot due to copyright law and the YouTube guide bylaws. So, if you do not catch this live presentation, we cannot therefore provide the copy of the film. So you will need to have your own copy or find it on whatever streaming platform you may have. Without further ado, let's get the film underway. Here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, go.
I may have to refresh here real quick. All right. Well, this is our opening credits here, and this is the aftermath of what gets our film started today, and that is this basic spoiler that has taken place. When there was this massacre, and our villains tonight are basically trying to cover that incident up. Now, if you recognize the screenwriters who have story credit on this film, James and John Thomas, they were the writers of Predator. You also have David Velez, who was involved with the Oliver Stone version of Natural Born Killers, and Zach Penn, who wrote Last Action Hero. By the way, I am scrolling through here, checking to see if this film is available on streaming anywhere. And this is something I did not know until this moment. Ladies and gentlemen, for those of you who are fans of Godzilla Minus One, guess what? It's on Netflix. So when we're done
Really?
here, Godzilla, go and check that movie out.
No, no, no. No, 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 no. They don't need to watch it on Netflix. I can provide that for them because that's what I do, man. This is just cool. He's tested his
Yeah.
theory about the wind.
Mm-hmm. I am.
The ball comes back.
Hmm.
Oh, not getting that football back.
Son!
Wilson.
Got our Marine contingent. Maverick!
There he goes, speeding in that Gene Hackman again. He's so good at it.
Mm-hmm. Just where they didn't want to be. They didn't want to be seen.
So they were fired upon from
Yeah,
from the ground, which is called as the acronym is SAM, Surface to Air Missile.
there it is. Mm. Then, of course, remember that location because we're going to be coming back to it.
Welcome, Lester San Jose, the Skeptic Tank. Welcome.
Oh, hello. Was this Owen Wilson's only serious role?
No.
No.
He's-
There's also a film called The Minus Man, which I don't think very many people remember because it kind of came and went at the time. It was an independent film where he plays a serial killer. And there are a couple of others along the way.
Yeah, there's that one where he plays works for the water company, and he's in that country that him and his family
No
get.
Escape. Yes.
Yeah.
Which I've yet to see. I need to sit down and catch that with Pierce Brosnan. Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course, Stackhouse has been injured in the landing, and
And
of course
hello,
played
Connie.
Oh, yes. Hello, hello, Connie.
No worries, Connie. Life happens.
Yeah, we got off to a bit of a late start ourselves, but
Yes.
we are on, and we're might be best to give the folks a timestamp there, Bill.
Yeah, we're exactly
Yeah,
28 minutes and 11 seconds into it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we're currently at 28:22.
The runtime on the film is about an hour and I believe 46 minutes. So we're still in the early stages.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, here are our villains. Oleg Krupa, of course. Character actor always plays villains a lot. And the guy in the track suit is Vladimir Mashkov. If he looks familiar, he was the Russian agent in Mission Impossible Ghost Protocol. And his character in this film has a pretty interesting backstory. I don't want to, but yeah, it puts an interesting spin on things. We'll see. Whoops. It's on now. Yeah, we get the rivalry here. Dissension in the ranks.
This kind of relates back to the talk that he was having with his admiral before. He's not in the war. He says, "If we're not in dock in San Diego, we're at war." And here he's finding out, yep, he's in a state of war.
Yeah, he's got to walk. Ah, damn it. You messed up. And that's the reason why they can't see him, because he's on a pile of other bodies.
Just civilians. They were
Yeah.
civilians. And
These were the
they were
guys
just
that,
executed.
yeah.
And this is the mass grave site.
Do what you do. Hey, Gene Hackman, go Popeye Doyle on him. Yeah. And the thing is that's true. You see, you're not telling each other anything they don't already know here, you know? There's a protocol, but might be an out. Mm. Gee, I wonder how you got that story.
And they've collected most of the wreckage, and they're looking for the surveillance photos. This is where is he's at, like some old plant. It's kind of creepy to hear the children laughing and playing. Such a dangerous area.
Hmm.
The children are having to step over uh, li-
Yes.
um, trip lines.
Yeah.
Yeah, not in a good spot. Uh, I did not want to get up today and walk through a minefield.
Yeah. Toodles. Whoops.
One of them sets off a chain reaction. Oh,
Oh.
yeah, that was a good film, Lester. Really good.
And if anyone remembers what happened to Hotch in real life, yeah, not so safe.
Here we go. It's about to become foobar because somebody's going to cuckold an admiral.
I'm gonna try to.
Hope is underway.
This guy looks like Elvis.
Yeah.
They're loving it. They're
Yeah.
fans of America,
Yeah.
needless to say. They're driving a Ford
Yeah.
pickup truck and they're playing old music from the 50s.
Yeah, that works too.
Coca-Cola. This group is basically kids that are rebel fighters.
Nope, not good. Oh, low bridge. We don't have time for this. And to answer your question, buddy, well, you didn't have any oils, so. And when we get to the trivia section, I'll tell you a little story about how that shot happened. the alley's just as they are, and you can walk right out. Once I just keep in the woods. Mm-hmm.
The angel. Go to the angel.
Is he?
Yeah.
There it is. Whoops.
Yep, you're screwed. You should be so careful when you go strolling through a minefield. Nah, you're fucked. No, I'm not gonna help you.
Nope.
Vaya con Dios. Guess he couldn't hold still any longer.
Sniper checked. Hmm. Miss Burnett stayed in the Navy. Photographic evidence she recovered led to the arrest and conviction of Miroslav Volokar for numerous war crimes, including genocide. Admiral Leslie Riegert lost command of his battle group. He was reassigned to an administrative job in Washington. He chose instead to retire with the respect and gratitude of the men and women under his command. All right, that was Behind Enemy Lines. Shall we consult the scrolls?
Consult the scrolls.
All right. Behind Enemy Lines was released November 30th, 2001 by 20th Century Fox. An estimated budget of $40 million, grossing $92 million worldwide. It won the Taurus Award for Best Aerial Work at the World Stunt Awards for that final bit where they run off the mountain. Nominated for the Alma Award for Best Outstanding Screenplay and the PFS Expose Award at the Political Film Society. Okay. Filming locations included Van Nuys, California, Antioquia, California, and the San Gabriel Dam in California, the USS Carl Vinson, and the USS Constellation. And the Koliba Studios, Bratislava, Slovakia. Now for some trivia. As Master Chief O'Malley leads Lieutenant Burnett to see Admiral Rieger, Burnett asks him if he caught the University of Tennessee's football game the previous Saturday. O'Malley replies, "I don't know anything, Lieutenant." David Keith, who plays O'Malley, graduated from the University of Tennessee. This is the first movie to feature the U.S. Navy's FA-18EF Super Hornet. The film is based loosely on the experiences of U.S. Air Force Captain Scott O'Grady, who was shot down over Bosnia in June 1995 and was stranded in Serb-held territory for 6 days before being rescued by U.S. Marines. O'Grady brought a lawsuit against 20th Century Fox for damages to his character. He claims he didn't curse as much and never disobeyed orders. The suit was eventually settled out of court. U.S. Navy ship used is the USS Carl Vinson CVN-70, which has been used in several other movies. Burnett's call sign is Longhorn. Owen Wilson attended the University of Texas, whose mascot is the Texas Longhorn Bull. Stackhouse's call sign is Smoke. British news channel Sky News features prominently in the film. Sky News and 20th Century Fox, owned at the time by Rupert Murdoch's News Corporation. Director John Moore was nearly killed while operating the camera for the shot where the tank busts through the wall. It was pulled out of the way by stuntman Jimmy N. Roberts just in time. This take was used in the movie, and Moore's being pulled back is why the shot suddenly shakes. Branko Tomovich was considered for the role of Bazda. Bazda was the guy who was ends up getting killed with the landminer. Matthew McConaughey turned down the role of Burnett. Coincidentally, Owen Wilson was originally cast as Rick Peck in Tropic Thunder before being replaced by Matthew McConaughey. According to the beginning of the movie, the Cincinnati Accords ended the war in Bosnia. This treaty is loosely based by the real-life Dayton Agreement that ended the war in late 1995. Ironically, the Cincinnati Accords required NATO forces to withdraw from Bosnia, while the real-life Dayton Accords agreed a large NATO force be sent to Bosnia to help ensure the peace deal. In the initial flight flyby scene of the aircraft carrier, the deck crew can be seen standing in a long line across the deck. This is part of the beginning of flight operations as they search for any objects lying around in the flight deck, screws, bolts, trash, etc., that could be sucked into the aircraft's intake during takeoff. The character Sasha, played by Vladimir Mashkov, was used as the model for Nico Bellic in Grand Theft Auto 4. In response to Burnett's request to leave the Navy, Admiral Riegert asks him what he's going to do. Are you going to fly commercial jets, troll the friendly skies in a bus? Fly to friendly skies is a slogan of United Airlines. In the 1990s, Gene Hackman was the principal voiceover artist for United Airlines commercials. Hold on. Page jumped on me. Give me a minute, folks. All right. The statue in the film was a 46-foot tall replica. It was placed on the hillside by helicopter. The film takes place in December of 1995. The SAM missile system shown in the film is the 9K-35 Strela 10 firing the 9M37M missile. It uses an electro-optical guidance laser proximity fusing and triple channel guidance system. However, its range is only 5 kilometers, 3.1 miles, and it can only intercept up to 3,500 meters or 10,600 feet. Owen Wilson was sent to military school after being kicked out of high school. Admiral Piquet is supposed to be French, but Joaquim de Almeida, the actor who plays the character, is Portuguese. This isn't the first movie about a downed military aviator in which Gene Hackman starred. He was also in Bat 21 with Danny Glover. This is another movie we should do sometime, Bill. Bat 21. This is the only American film role for Salatine Bilal, plays Egypt. He's usually in Macedonian movies. Owen Wilson admits that he was an unconventional choice for the lead in a movie like this. He's better known for his comedic work. However, producer John Davis says they wanted to take the action hero and turn it on its head. The guy in the Elvis stage is Ismet Bektovich. I probably got that wrong. He was the set decorator on the movie. The jet scraps are actually 2 old Soviet MiG-21s that the production bought for $5,000. Coca-Cola did not pay for its product placement in the movie. The producers were so worried about one location, they tested the soil and air to make sure it wasn't toxic. The town of Hotch is a set that was built for this movie. The crew created a clearing by cutting down trees in the Slovak National Forest. John Moore shot most of the movie in Slovakia, which is only about 300 or 400 miles. It's only about 400 miles, 643 kilometers from the Bosnian border, so the terrain is pretty similar. The 9 mm Strela 10 is a 9mm Strela 10 firing the 9M37M missile. It can only intercept up to 3,500 meters or 10,600 feet. Owen Wilson was sent to military school after being kicked out of high school. Admiral Piquet is supposed to be French, but Joaquim de Almeida, the actor who plays the character, is Portuguese. The filmmakers were going to cut the scene in which the Ray Charles song was used, but changed their mind after adding the music. Some of the flashback footage that is used from the movie stay here. About 18 footballs were knocked into the ocean shooting the Wilson scene at the beginning. At first, the plane ejection scene was shot with circular parachutes, which are closer to what pilots used, but you can't steer them. Director John Moore says about the Sig Sauer SSG 3000 sniper rifle, "We went to great pains to get that. It's one of the better sniper rifles in the world." Director John Moore was impressed by how fit Owen Wilson was. He burned out a few cameramen. Owen Wilson jokes that most of this movie was creating a bunch of ways to make running dramatic. John Moore praised Owen Wilson's subtlety in his scene with the Rear Admiral. He says Wilson's character would have to be restrained like that. Owen Wilson rode in a jet at supersonic speeds to prepare for the role. He pulled around 6 Gs. Wilson separated his shoulder doing stunt work on the movie. He was back the next day shooting action scenes. For one scene, Owen Wilson scrambled up a cliff to get shot. He didn't even have contact with the crew. He went through some naval survival training to prepare for the role. One scene had to be changed because the Department of Defense objected to a Rear Admiral like Rieger leaking information to the press. John Moore insisted on shooting during the winter so it would feel more natural, but that meant they only had about 7.5 hours of light every day to film. For one scene, the crew made the ice by pouring 3 to 4 tons of molten wax over a wooden platform. The heat images of soldiers are actually one guy walking around holding a broomstick. The production made all of the snow out of paper at one time of filming. It was the first winter at the time of filming, it was the first winter in 104 years that it hadn't snowed in Slovakia. Gene Hackman came up with the idea for Admiral Rieger to smoke so he would have a weakness. Most of the helicopters in the movie are from the Slovak Air Force, but the rescue choppers are American-made. Producers had complete cooperation from the U.S. Department of Defense. For once, they even turned around the aircraft carrier so the crew could get the right shot. None of the actors playing Serbians were actually Serbian. The producers said they hired Croats as interns and instructors to teach the actors the Serbian language, which is virtually identical to Croatian, because they couldn't find any Serbs willing to work on the film due to the perceived anti-Serb sentiment shown in the film. Vladimir Mashkov, who plays the sniper Sasha, is Russian. Oleg Krupa, who played the Serbian General Lokar, is Polish. Some Slovaks also participated in the film, such as Marko Ingata, who played Colonel Basta, and Camille Clark, who played a guerrilla who aids Burnett and Hotch. James Vanderbeek was originally sought for the lead, but his Dawson's Creek schedule ruled him out. The Serbian tracker is armed with a Sig Sauer SSG 3000, a popular precision sniper rifle used by the military and police around the world. It's probably using 7.62 by 51 NATO cartridges. Its barrel can be swapped out for a 6.65 Creedmoor, 260 Remington, 308 Winchester, and other cartridges based on the 7.62 by 51 millimeter cartridge standard. Burnett asks Rieger to direct him to the fairway. In Bat 21, which was based on a true story, Gene Hackman played a senior intelligence officer who, like Burnett, had been shot down over enemy territory. Knowing those transmissions were most likely being monitored by the enemy, and being an avid golfer, he radioed in his escape route by relating a series of holes on popular golf courses, each of which had a known distance and compass direction. Burnett's use of the term fairway is a nod to Hackman having played the role, similar to Wilson's. Brad Pitt was considered to play Chris Burnett during an earlier production. Vladimir Malov plays Sasha, the Serbian sniper. His getup and appearance was the basis of designing Niko Bellic, the protagonist of the 2008 video game Grand Theft Auto 4 by Rockstar Games. Mashkov revealed in a 2009 interview that Rockstar actually contacted him to do a voiceover for the protagonist of the game, which he declined. Later, American actor Michael Hollick gave the voice of Niko Bellic in the game. Camera operator Ian Foster was struck by a tank and injured on set while filming one of the film's military attack sequences. Director John Moore claims in the DVD commentary that quote, it's certainly an action film, and it's a Hollywood action film. But if you care to do the research, you will find that everything we've done here is based on something that really happened. The Bosnian Serb army that are chasing Burnett are part of the VRS, Bosnian Serb army, is the Volunteer Guard or Arkan's Tigers. Multiple inscriptions on take are BMP's read Bog Kuva Serb, God Save the Serbs, and Grada City. Most of the weapons used by the Serbs are Czechoslovak VZ-58, explaining why it's due to them being shot in Slovakia and Slovakia having a stockpile of VZs. This was director John Moore's feature film debut. He also went on to direct Max Payne, the remake of Omen, and
You okay there?
Moving on. John Gatins, John Milius, Mark Rosner, and Chap Taylor did uncredited script rewrites on this screenplay. The Serb sniper Sasha was not only used as a model for the Niko Bellic character in Grand Theft Auto 4, but he's also used in the Call of Duty game Modern Warfare. He wears identical clothing and is facially similar. Both Owen Wilson in Night at the Museum and David Keith in The Indian in the Cupboard have played a cowboy figurine that comes to life. During the scene where the crew first detects some activity, the scope radar actually shows accurate coordinates for Serbia and where the movie takes place, not just some random numbers for effect. All right, got the last few here. In the football scene, the filmmakers actually tried to have the catapult shuttle kick the football off. Unfortunately, this shuttle completely obliterated the ball, forcing a Navy Master Chief to just chuck the ball into the air for a desired effect. Despite filming it as an R-rated action film, John Moore was asked by the studio to cut the film down to a much more financially viable PG-13. On the home video releases of the film, the extended versions of notably more violent sequences are included as deleted scenes. These scenes include a more gratuitous version of the mass grave, which included shots of severed heads, grisly images of dead women and children as well. A much bloodier version of Stackhouse's execution, a more prolonged fight between the tracker and Burnett, resulting in blood spraying in a much longer death as he's stabbed with the flare. The ensuing ending sequence also features much bloodier deaths of various soldiers because the minigun basically would have turned them into beef jerky. And I've seen those deleted scenes, and that's pretty much exactly what happens. It basically turns into Rambo 4 at the end. The type of landmine encountered at the factory is a PPMI-SR. I'm probably mispronouncing all of this. Bounding fragmentation mine with MUVZ fuse. They are placed facing each other in order to inflict maximum damage to anyone passing between them. The use of landmines in Bosnia and Herzegovina began in 1992 when war broke out in the country. When the war ended by 1996, some 2 million landmines and unexploded munitions littered Bosnia. As of 2020, mines remain scattered across the country, almost 1,000 square kilometers of Bosnian territory. And unfortunately, are still killing people to this day. All right, and that is the trivia section of IMDb Pro for 2001's Behind Enemy Lines.
Ah, splendid. Of course, you will definitely want to join us tomorrow on Western Cinema Presents Back to the Future Part 3. It is the only one that is, well, it's both sci-fi and a Western. And if you caught over on Last Call with Troy Pichelli on last Monday, this is the continuation of the trilogy. So we do hope you will join us tomorrow on Western Cinema Presents Back to the Future Part 3. I have some karaoke later on tonight if you want to join in or tune in to hear some good music and have a good time. That's about what I have on my plate for the rest of the week. How about you, the lead scenes?
All right. Stay tuned over on my channel about a half hour. I am going to be reviewing the horror film In a Violent Nature, which I saw last evening, and I definitely have some things to say about it. So stay tuned over on my channel at 7 p.m. Eastern in about a half hour from now for my review. Of course, as Bill said, Western Cinema Presents, in which Troy Pichelli and Editors Network are going to be joining us for Back to the Future 3. That will be at 4 p.m. Eastern. Then, of course, later on that evening, 8 p.m., will be episode 65 of my show Unscripted. And, of course, join me later on that evening at 12:05 a.m. for The Other Side of Midnight. Okay, so that's what I have coming up this weekend.
All right. Well, with that, I say be excellent to each other and party on. We can't wait to see you on the next one. Back to you, the lead scenes.
All right. I would like to thank everyone who joined us on Cosme for watching the movie along with us. I want to say a special hello to both Lester San Jose, the Skeptic Tank, and Connie Cleary for joining us in the main chat. And it seems that over the evening, Bill, I believe this was on your end, you have a new member. So thank you, Rhonda.
She was reviewing her channel membership.
Right on. Okay.
She had told me about it.
Oh, is this our Rhonda from the
from karaoke.
Stream karaoke. Okay, right on. All right. So let's see. Do we have an action theater? Folks, we normally do this show on we usually do this show on Thursday afternoons. However, due to real life having to real life taking place and interceding, we had to push the show back to this afternoon. But we usually do this show 4:30 Thursday afternoon, 4:30 Eastern, 3:30 Central. What will be the film for next week, Bill? Or do we have one lined up yet?
I haven't got one lined up yet.
Okay. Stay tuned to Bill's channel and mine. Thursdays at 4:30 Eastern, 3:30 Central for Action Theater. That is the normal time. All right. Once again, I want to thank everyone who joined us. Anyone who might be lurking in the background, there's always one or two. That's quite all right. You do not have to engage with the chat, just as long as you enjoyed the show. Hit the like, share out the stream, and if you are new to Bill's channel or mine, or if you're seeing anyone who was in our chat for the first time, please subscribe to their channels.
Indeed.
From HQ, our second home office in Arizona, in all points, north, south, east, west, and beyond, good night, take care, stay strong, because this is how we win.